Like, you can't not have them in New York City. Like, we laugh all the time. They're funny as not my problem what you do in your bedroom. Private matters should be private. You want to, dude, what? That's on you, dude. That's not my problem as an American, right? You have that right. Don't push that shit on my children. My kids are going to be brought up spiritually. If they choose to do that, I can't. Once they turn 18, I can't stop them. I'm going to raise my children the way I want to raise them. I want them to believe in God. If they believe it's real, they can look for themselves. I don't come from a religious family. I come from a very secular family. So one lifestyle shouldn't supersede the other. Like, this is really not as complicated as the internet would have us believe. Live and let live. You want to go do that stuff? Go do it. Leave my kids alone. You don't have a right to teach my children how they should interact or not act. You teach your kids if you can adopt whatever. Go do it. Everyone mind your own business. How hard is it? Mind your own business. Mind your own business. Live and let live. Let's go. Let's go. How hard is that?
I don't know. This show comes from a little bit more of like a spiritual, supernatural background. So like, I was like more libertarian before, where I'm like kind of live and let live. But if you're familiar with the city, you're familiar with like West 4th Street.
I'm in the East Village all the time, bro.
All right, so you know it's the capital of
Rainbow Land, bro.
I was gonna say butt sex.
It's the capital of butt sex. And then, I mean, before the show, you mentioned Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley's into like weird, dark, sexual magic. That all that stuff involves anal penetration for whatever reason. Then you start to extrapolate and start to think. This is where my brain goes. I'm like, if you're doing that on a mass scale on a piece of land, and now, like, again, I'm not saying take action against this, but I'm like, I think we should be, as a society, a little bit more aware of like
spiritual implications.
Are you doing some like weird spiritual rituals here? If so, what does that look like in the spiritual realm on this place of land that's right underneath a big copper statue of probably Lucifer? Is there any saving it? Like,
it's glowing.
Is it? Yeah, this thing is, if you're talking about like this type of energy, demonic energy, whatever's going on here, it is a radiation point, which is why I don't live there anymore.
You could feel it. Did you not feel it before you left? Because I feel it, brother. And I every time, I can't stand being here anymore.
Beck, you're giving me PTSD, dog, because how you are, like, you're still hot. I'm thinking like, man, that's 5 years ago, all this stuff. I was exactly like you. When I got out of here, I live on 10 acres, man. I'm chill. My kids are homeschooled. I got them out of this bullshit.
Can I put a tent up in your backyard?
Yo, dog, come on over. But the thing is like it softened me a little bit, because I'm not as look at Beck's face. I love the intensity because like you're in it.
That's why, yeah.
Literally last night, this is what I'm talking to my wife about. I'm like, we have to. I don't know why God won't let me get out of here. I've tried to escape 3 times already. Not because I don't love my city, but my city's gone. It'll never be what it was. It's finished. It's falling. Okay, the energy is so dark, bro. I can't. You understand? Like this, all like the way the energy shifted in 2019. It's like it's not normal.
Yeah,
it's not normal. You can.
Well, we can't accept that though. Then that's why I got to push back. Like, if people are coming in and I was very much like, hey, the non-aggression principle. Like, as long as you're not hurting me, not physically hurting me, then we're all good. But I'm looking at the spiritual implication, and for sure,
butt sex, witchcraft in your basement.
Spiritually, we have a duty to try to stop it. I mean, that's the reality. But
how do we do that?
I'm talking as a law-abiding American, right? As a law-abiding American, so I don't get a knock on my door at the end of the day. Because God forbid I say something, because people could sit there and destroy my religion on me, all types of hate, all types of death threats. Nothing happens to them because it's not against the agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If I push back, I'll be locked up and thrown into Montana.
Well, you see what's going on in England. They're literally throwing people in jail for tweets and but you're talking about New York being fallen, and I kind of will lull myself into a false sense of security, right? Maybe Florida's made us soft. It could well be. There's a lot of people with the same ideologies out here. It means
the fall of New York is 2 weeks later. That happens here. Like, I built myself a 2-week buffer.
Yeah, so at least I could see it coming. But my thing is, and I'm not going to stop talking, and we don't serve up black pills here on this show, but 9/11, a traumatic event happens, and we create a permanent occupation in the Middle East, and it's backed for the longest time by the American public before we finally wise up. But by that time, the damage is done. We shut down the world. We destroy the economy. Everybody becomes obedient. We started, putting experimental vaccinations in people. All of this goes horribly wrong. And it's like, fool me once. What's the George Bush line, right? Fool me twice. We're about to get fooled for a 3rd time. And I don't think that we've reached, maybe there is a critical mass. Maybe there's like an awakening thing. I see it on Twitter. I see it out in real life here in Florida, right? But if I go back home to New Jersey, it didn't exist there. I was just there a couple of weeks ago. It doesn't exist there. If I go to a different platform that's not X, it doesn't exist there. So what that tells me is when this third thing, Beck, that you feel is coming, that I feel is coming, we all think that something is coming down the pipe. They're setting the table right now. When that third thing hits, these idiots are gonna do it again.
Well, the third thing is aliens, man. I mean, I don't want to just jump the gun. I got a lot of questions about Islam and alien, how it pertains. This is completely off to the side, but I promise I'm going to bring it back. Someone in the chat asked, when you guys pray, do you pray because of the direction that Daniel prayed in? You pray to the east, right?
We all intention is very important in the faith of Islam. It's known as niyyah. You have to make intention with everything you do. So, and I'll give you an example of that. Let's say I have money and I want to donate to the poor. If I bring the cameras and the cameras are watching me, did I do it because I wanted to please God, or I did it for my own ego and my arrogance? It may be a tax break, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't lie to the creator. Creator has all knowledge. He designed this entire simulation that we're living in, right? The universe as we know it. So making intention. So when the Muslims pray, they pray in the direction of what is known as the Kaaba or the house of Abraham. There's nothing in the box. It just, and they're not worshiping the box as they claim. It's literally the most powerful vortex on the face of the planet. It is the greatest gathering of human beings. And when Muslims go back to Mecca, they go counterclockwise around. They go against time. And I believe the reason for that is they're elevating the soul. It's the largest vortex. We believe that's where Abraham, with his son, built the house to worship the one God of Abraham. When Muslims go there, they're not there to reenact Muhammad, peace be upon him. They're there to trace the footsteps of Abraham. So Abraham had, two sons. One became the Israelites, one became the house of the Arabs. And we believe that, yes, the Israelites were chosen by God, not chosen that they're the only ones to be saved, okay? Because that's not a merciful God. God choosing only 12 million out of 8 billion, that's not a merciful God. God chose the Israelites to carry the message, the revelation. And from the Muslim perspective, we believe when they rebelled many times throughout this mission they were given, right? From the gold calf and on, there was rebellion after rebellion. The red heifer, the second chapter of the Quran is called the cow. Bro, if you read that chapter, you're going to feel like he's talking to them right now. Like, it's insane when you read it. I challenge people to go read that. Chapter 2, the cow in the Holy Quran. It's just insane because it's first person from the Quran perspective, right? The Bible's third person. The Quran is first person. And what's crazy is, we believe first they killed John the Baptist, peace and blessings be upon him. He's also a prophet in the religion of Islam. And then they tried, this is the difference between Christians and Muslims. They tried to Jesus Christ. Christians believe they hung him on the cross. Either way, the betrayal was made because they saw his miracles and they did not accept him. He says that in John 15 and John 16. If I had not done the works that no man had seen, I didn't do miracles, there would be no sin upon them. But they have seen, and yet they still don't believe, right? That's from John 15, John 16. So we believe from the Muslim perspective, when they did not accept the Messiah, the chosen one, the anointed one, that's what the word Christ means. It doesn't mean divine. Again, this is just the Muslim perspective. This is not to offend any Christians you may have in your show.
No, please say exactly what they, because I'm ignorant of it.
When they betrayed John the Baptist, they murdered him. They chopped his, and then they tried to do the same to humiliate Christ. We believe God saved Jesus Christ. When he prayed, like he prayed in Matthew 26, "Oh Father, if this cup can pass me, not as I will, as you will." Matthew chapter 26, verses 36 to 39. We believe that when Jesus prayed to God, God answered his prayer. And the one who betrayed Christ, most likely, God knows best. God says in the Quran, you think you killed Jesus. You think you touched him, but I made it appear so for your treachery. And at that point, they lost the class of being chosen. And the last revelation went to the other side of Abraham, which is the Arab side.